Gary Al Smith here with the Sports. Hi, thank you for your time, and we are still celebrating 25 years and our anniversary. How do I look? I'm sure you'll be seeing more of us wearing this throughout the day. Also, we are expecting the national team coach, that's the Black Stars coach, Charles Akonnor, to name his squad for the friendly against Mali. Remember that Ghana was supposed to play Mali and Equatorial Guinea, but as of this morning, we got official communication that the Equatorial Guineans had pulled out of their friendly. So as we speak, we understand that the GFA are streaming that naming of the squad live. However, let me speak to Seydou Adamu, my colleague journalist who is on Zoom right now, to pick his mind on what he thinks will be the nature of the squad that will be named. Seydou, if you are there, thank you very much and good afternoon. I think you're muted, Seydou. Yes, good.
Yes,
you're here with us. So what do you think? It's being streamed right now, I believe, but what do you expect in terms of the squad naming?
Well, I expect one or two surprises. It's obvious there would be any local component of the team. Taking into consideration, we've had 7 months of no football in Ghana. So the initial 3 players that were included in the match collapse, 4 players will likely not have opportunity to be in the team again. Talk of Richie Data of House of Oak, Habib Mohamed, Asante Kotoko, Yaya Mohamed of Ghana Stars, and also Kodwa Mwakun of Ashanti Go. These players will obviously not have the opportunity to be in this team to play against Mali. Beside this, you are looking at the usual suspects. You are looking at the likes of Baba Idrisu, Kudus Mohamed, who's been fantastic in his first game against Ayas. You're also looking at the likes of Jordan Ayew. Even though he's not scored in this season, he's been very good or fantastic in this season for Crystal Palace. I'm looking at 1 or 2 inclusions, the likes of Bernard Mensah. He's been very good over the period. He moved to Besiktas and he's had some very good games. Beyond that, I feel like Jeffrey Schropp should return to the team. Samuel Owusu should also be in the team, and probably because we don't have any goalkeeper aside Richard Ofori, who's been active in South Africa. Probably Lawrence Ziggy of St. Gallen should fill in the shoes of Richard Atta.
Nice one. Now, to what extent do you think that the fact that Equatorial Guinea pulled out of the game will affect the preparations?
Well, I guess it's really going to affect CK's preparation, especially when he's got the first opportunity to test his team since he took over the Black Stars. You know, his first game, which was supposed to be against Sudan, was cancelled in March. And so after almost 9 months of taking the team, he's not had the opportunity to test his skills as the head coach of the team. So this would have been a perfect opportunity to test the entire squad, because I guess he's going to call a 21-man squad. And so 2 games would have been proper for him to test the entire squad. But then there's nothing much he could do. So I think he should. I don't know the details of this game, whether it's proper friendly where you have the usual 3 substitution, or is the usual friendly where he's got the opportunity to have 6 substitution. If he's got the opportunity to have 6 substitution, then he would have the opportunity to test about 15 or 16 of his players. Beyond that, it would be a big blow for him not to play these 2 matches.
Beautiful. So we're just checking to see if the ceremony, not the ceremony, the naming has started on Facebook. We'll try and pull that up for, that is the live stream from the Ghana Football Association. As you know, this current GFA are very digitally savvy, and so they operate what they call a GFA News, where the GFA's own TV station, to come out with official announcements and things like that, so that they control the flow of information. I think the squad naming has not begun, but the stream has started. And so as soon as the squad naming is in progress, we'll let you know on our various social media handles. And if we're on air when it comes, we'll let you know as well. But let's go back to Seydou. So you've spoken about a couple of things, Seydou, but what kind of football do you expect from C.K Akonnor? Briefly, very briefly.
Well, let me admit that I have been a fan of C.K Akonnor's style of play. He's the type that goes very aggressive in the first 15 minutes of every match. And if you have followed him when he was at House of Folk, Ashanti Gold, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, he does his business in the first 15 minutes. Then the rest is to protect the goals. I expect him to translate that into the senior national team, where he gives excitement to the fans in the first 15 minutes. No D3, no surprises. If he goes into the national team with this approach, for me, I think he would be able to, unquote, bring back the love, where people would have that trust in him that at least in the first 20 minutes, he's got to do his business. So I expect him to do what we call that aggressive type of ball he's been doing with his club football, House of Folk, Ashanti Gold, Kumasi and Kotoko, mixed with a bit of aggro football. In fact, he's mentioned that he would always want to play aggro football. And Ghana football is synonymous with aggro football. So I expect him to go that aggressive, coupled or mixed with some few aggro style of play.
That said, do we have the players to execute this kind of football as a brand?
That's the most important question. I think at this stage it's very difficult to say we have those kind of players, because if you look at our midfield today, we would have Bernard Mensah, we would have Thomas Partey, we would have Kudus Mohammed, we would have Samuel Owusu on the wings, Andre Ayew. Beyond Samuel Owusu, Andre Ayew, who have flair in terms of their appreciation of how to use the ball. The rest are a bit stiff, let me use that word. And for me, it will be very difficult for him to get that style of play. In Kumasi Asante Kotoko, he had Kwame Bonsu, he had Augustine Okra, he had Kwame Boahin. These are players who could use the ball to do anything he likes for him. But translate that to the national team, and for me, the most flamboyant player probably will be Samuel Owusu, who could use the ball to do whatever he wants to do. So it will be for C.K Akonnor to be able to turn things around, to be able to get the players to play to his satisfaction. Because for me, Thomas Partey, Baba Idrisu, Alfred Duncan are not that type of players who could use the ball to freely do what they want. I have heard snipers of information that he wants to bring in Leonard Owusu, who is also a very good handler of the ball. His inclusion could give us that flair nature. I've also heard Emmanuel Lomote coming into the team, and these are players who could use the ball to, juggle around and make fans enjoy the game.
Nice.
If indeed they come into the game and they fit into a starting lineup, trust me, he should be able to get that style of play.
Nice one. Thank you very much, Seydou Adamu. I appreciate your time. He's a colleague journalist, and the GFA gave us 4:30 as when the squad naming will be done. The stream has started, but the list is not out yet, so I suppose that it should be done pretty shortly. Please stay tuned on my joyonline.com sports page, our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds as well. We'll let you know when the squad is named. Gary Al Smith here with the sport.